Hi guys, it's Spencer. Welcome to Sphynx Reads. Today I'll be reviewing my 2021 reading and channel goals, and I'll be discussing my 2022 reading and channel goals. So I had initially planned on making a reaction video to my 2021 goals video, but I just realized that that's just a little bit too much work, so instead I decided to note all of my goals that I've made from the previous year for this year and just go over them like a discussion format. One of my main goals for the year 2021 was to read all of Brandon Sanderson's works. And I think by the time that you're seeing this, I will have achieved what I had planned on reading, which is basically read the entire Cosmere. So that's Atlantis, Warbreaker, Mistborn Era 1 and 2, and the Stormlight Archive, as well as the Arcanum Unbounded, which is a collection of short stories connecting everything, sort of, and the other side novellas like Edge Dancer, and Dawn Shard. So by the time that you're watching this, I hopefully, and I think I will have read all of those books. And honestly, for the most part, I would say that I've loved everything. Oh wait, also White Sands. I've also read White Sands. I've loved everything that I've read from Brandon Sanderson. I think nothing really got a very low rating. I mean, Alloy of Law got kind of a low rating from me, but I still like that book. But that said, I'm also tired. I think I've gotten a little bit of high fantasy burnout. I think at the middle, or yeah, by the middle of the year, I realized that maybe this was a mistake. I mean, I couldn't pull out because I was co-hosting, or I am co-hosting, the Cosmere Crab Along, and so I really had to read everything. And I mean, really no regrets, but I really did get a little bit tired because I don't read a lot of high fantasy. I know some of you guys have subscribed to my channel for the Cosmere content because some of you discovered me from my Cosmere book reviews. But in case you guys didn't know or haven't seen or heard this from some of my videos, I'm really not a huge adult high fantasy reader. I'm more of a middle grade reader, and I know that might come as a shock to some of you guys. But all of that said, I'm just saying that I've gotten a little bit tired of reading high fantasy, even though I already have plans to read more high fantasy in the coming year. But I'm planning to kind of tone it down. Anyway, that was a completely different tangent. I was just gonna say that even though I read the entire Cosmere as well as the Reckoners trilogy and Skyward, as well as Starsight, hopefully I'm reading Cytonic soon. Even though I read all of Brandon Sanderson's more popular works, I haven't technically read all of Brandon Sanderson's works. I was planning at the end of the year to kind of make a video kind of recommending where you should start if you want to get into Brandon Sanderson. But since I haven't read two of his other main works like Legion and Snapshot, I'm gonna put off making that video until I read those. Because since they're from a more different genre, I feel like I should get a taste of that kind of Brandon Sanderson's writing before making that recommendations video. Oh, also, I totally forgot. I also read Alcatraz and the Evil Librarians, like the middle grade series that Brandon Sanderson wrote. This is already super all over the place. But yeah, so hopefully I'm gonna read Legion and Snapshot sometime in the near future so that I can already get to making that recommendations video. But honestly, I don't know. I've kind of gotten tired of reading from Brandon Sanderson. It's not bad. He's not a bad author. I just feel like I shouldn't have read from his books consecutively, because by now I'm so used to his writing style that I'm trying to reset my mind and remember that not everyone writes like Brandon Sanderson. In my goals video, I also mentioned that I was gonna do a reading vlog for all of his books, but obviously that didn't happen. I only made a reading vlog for The Way of Kings, and I know, I did not make a reading vlog for Words of Radiance and Oathbringer and Rhythm of War probably. So I am so sorry, but I already have dedicated reviews for pretty much everything. I have a combined review for the Mistborn Era 2, and then I have just a reading vlog for The Way of Kings. So I guess in a way I did kind of fulfill that goal because I produced content that's related to everything Brandon Sanderson. I just didn't do the reading vlogs because that was a lot of work. Another one of my goals was to read the entire Keeper of the Lost City series by Shannon Messenger. If you guys have watched my mid-year check-in video, you know that I only read up to book 4. Like, I liked the first book, I loved the second book, I disliked the third book until the very end, which I liked, and then the fourth book I thought it was pretty good, but by that point I was just exhausted from this series. I think a huge part of it is because I had gotten into this series knowing that it was middle grade, but I did not expect it to feel like middle grade for YA readers. I think that's the best way I can describe this series. It was like middle grade for YA readers, and I mean, I have nothing against YA, but it just wasn't to my taste. I didn't really enjoy it that much. Although, I don't know, recently I've been craving to read the rest of the series of Keeper of the Lost City, so maybe I would before the last book comes out in 2022, November? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I actually get to it. To be honest, I don't know if it's because I've read a lot of high fantasy this year, or if it's because I just haven't been reading a lot of good middle grade, or I guess middle grade books that are to my taste. But my love of middle grade is kind of diminishing. I don't know, it scares me, but recently, like, some of the middle grade books that I've been reading, I'm just like, I am not enjoying this. Why? Because I used to love middle grade, but now I'm just like, what is this? I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to reading more books that aren't adult epic high fantasy level fatigue, but also not like middle grade that I dislike. I just want to love reading again. I mean, I do love reading, but I haven't really read anything that's just like been like a huge boost of serotonin. It's been a while since I felt that. I think the last thing that I read that actually like really just like shot me up high was Nevermore by Jessica Townsend, and I really want to read something like that, something that I'm just like I'm over the top like loving. Anyway, that was very long-winded. I had also planned on reading A Tale of Sorcery by Chris Colfer. Hopefully by the time that you're watching this, I have already read that book. At the time of filming this, I haven't read it yet because it hasn't been released yet, because I'm filming everything early. Filming everything in advance because I just know that this coming semester is going to be miserable. I had planned on reading the fourth book in the Nevermore series, but I did not realize that it wasn't coming out this year. It's coming out next year, so that's automatically in my TBR. In terms of how my channel has gone this year, I feel like I've done okay. I mean, I did not expect to grow as fast as I did. I mean, I've been going pretty slowly, let's be honest, but I mean, I've never really cared about subscriber count, if I'm being honest. Like, it's just like an extra treat if like more people subscribe, like yay, but like it's not something that I am obsessed with or like I want to have grow consistently. I think I've been doing well though in terms of like uploading regularly. I think for the entire year I've uploaded every Wednesday at 8 Philippine time. However, I don't think that I can kind of keep up with that in the coming year, mainly because I'm trying to really just enjoy my reading, and reading for enjoyment. My point is I want to read more for enjoyment instead of reading in order to churn out content. Because let's be honest, if you have joined either BookTwitter or BookTube, like your reading experience changes a little bit because now you're wanting to keep up with everyone, and now you're wanting to churn out new content, and I don't want that, because the reason I made this channel is to kind of enhance my love of reading and not to make it deteriorate. So as I've said in some previous videos, I'm planning to do more TBRs and wrap-ups. My plan for regular content is to have a 5-book wrap-up with a specific theme, which I will pull out from a jar. So for example, I'm planning to read 5 middle grade books, and then I'll have a wrap-up for that, and then I'll pull another prompt from the jar that I have. Then that will be the theme for the next 5 books that I'm going to read. And then there will be no self-pressure involved on when I need to produce that new wrap-up, so I can read everything at my own time. Say there will be no self-pressure, but I also will still try my best to churn out content regularly, hopefully still weekly. I'm also planning to kind of mix things up a little bit on my channel so that it's not stagnant. I think I'll continue to do tags because they are very easy to do, and I think tags in general provide a unique opportunity to kind of interact more with the community, like the booktube community. Not really with like regular viewers, because I don't think normal, or I guess not normal, but like people outside of this community are really that interested into tags. I'm trying to come up with ideas for, I guess, discussion videos, so if you have any suggestions for that, I would love to hear them, because I honestly think I should make more discussion videos because I think they're more unique and I can provide, I guess, a more unique or personal perspective on things. I'm also going to limit my single book reviews or dual book reviews to books that I actually feel passionate about, either very positively or very negatively, although I'm probably going to avoid negative reviews because, I don't know, my more negative reviews get a lot of dislikes, and I think that I've presented my cases pretty respectfully. I guess if a book is a favorite of a person, and regardless of whether you present it as objectively as possible, like your arguments, like because you dislike their book, they just dislike your video. So I think another reason for that too is because I kind of show in my thumbnails whether I feel good about a book or feel bad about it, or feel negatively about it. Like for example, one of my most disliked videos is my Everblaze review, and also my Starsight review, which was a neutral review, but because maybe I was just like, and my thumbnail, everyone was like, he hates our favorite book. Anyway, I don't really care about these things, so like if you dislike my video, I could care less. Especially if you don't tell me why you dislike my video. Like if you dislike my video, please just tell me like what is it that I did or said that you didn't like, and then maybe I can improve instead of just you being like. I'm also thinking of reviewing some of the more popular books on my Goodreads, like TBR, like books with like the most number of ratings on Goodreads. I want to kind of read those and see what the hype is all about and just kind of react and review it. And I'm also planning to have another Jeopardy game in May, so maybe I'm gonna make it an annual thing. So like I'm gonna do another bookish Jeopardy game with other Filipino creators. Although I think I'm gonna change it up a little bit, maybe not a Jeopardy game, but a game show of sorts wherein I can pull other creators and kind of feature them on my channel. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you have any ideas for that too, let me know in the comments, because I guess I have to start planning that. So those are kind of my general channel goals. I know that's super rambly, but I'm in a rambly mood today. In terms of reading, I had initially thought of reading 100 books again, so like 100, because I think that's a good number of books to kind of brag about. But I realized, realistically, I'm gonna graduate next year and I'm gonna start working, so maybe I will have less time, or maybe I'll have more time to read. I don't really know what the future holds for me, so I think I'm just gonna stick to my regular goal of 52 books, so just like a book a week. I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm also planning to do another TBR challenge, or participate in the yearly TBR challenge that our group Middle Grade Madness hosts. Like every year, Caddy, the moderator of the group, like creates like 10 prompts for like a TBR challenge that pick up books that you normally don't read or wouldn't reach for. So I think I'm gonna do that for sure. Since I also run a Discord server for Filipino readers and I host like monthly buddy reads there, I'm also planning to read those books that win the polls and the buddy reads. I think another reading goal that I have too is to just be more chill with reading, because I don't know, maybe just my personality or maybe it's my anxiety, but I'm just like wanting to read all the time to the point where it's not healthy anymore, if that makes sense, because I'm not reading because of enjoyment anymore or passion. I'm reading just like I want to be able to say that I've read a lot of books, and I don't think that's really healthy. So I'm trying to tone it down a little bit, maybe focus on just reading one book at a time. I don't need to read 5 books at a time or 8 books, which I've done this year, I know. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna take a step back and just enjoy the process of reading and creating content, because life is too short to pressure yourself to do things that you don't enjoy. So really, that's the bottom line of this goal video, I guess. I know it's been like super rambly, but like I just want to be happy, you know, because life is sometimes sad and I want to kind of enjoy what I do. So that's the plan for the next year, you know, manifesting all the good vibes and all the great things happening in 2022. Yeah, just remember that we're gonna get a new president next year. Hopefully that goes well. Anyway, if you are somehow still here, like, wow, congratulations, thank you for watching. Maybe you could give me a like or a dislike with a comment on why I am ridiculous. And of course, as always, please forget to subscribe so that you can do it later. Or, you know, maybe subscribe now so you don't have to think about it later. I think I'm just hungry, so I'm just gonna... Bye.